So we discussed a few things about a cable yesterday. So what is a fiber optical cable? It is made up of glass, no electromagnetic interference, and um, it is used to for very high speed data transmissions and very long distance communication. And also I told, so where we use this for internet communication. So we are getting internet through direct fiber optic cables under the ocean. We are communicating from India to some Australia or US. So how? Through ocean only, through fiber optic cables, not satellites, guys. Okay, now we are not communicating through satellites, internet connectivities. Okay, and mostly in the LAN we use what we are using twisted pair cables. What we are using twisted pair cables. I think this one got some problem. Okay. We are all using twisted pair cables. What is this twisted pair cable? There is a pair of wires twist each other, stay in one single cable. There's totally four wires, means four pair of wires are there in the cable, and it is shielded as well as unshielded cables also available. We use RJ45 type of plug to connect these wires. This is a LAN cable. Okay, how it is? This is our LAN cable, or we can also call it as a patch cable. Okay, and of course, where we connect this LAN cable to our NIC card. Okay, generally every NIC, either it is wide way you are connecting the cable connectivity, it is either 8.2.3 type of connectivity, Ethernet, fast Ethernet, or gigabit Ethernet, or it can be a wireless. What is the use of these NIC? To connect it to the network, either wide way or wirelessly. Whether how you connect it, whatever it is a NIC. Every NIC has a MAC address. MAC address also called as a physical address. Okay, hardware address. It is very unique in the world. Entire world does not have a same MAC address. IP address, maybe your private IP address is repeatable, but MAC addresses cannot be repeated. Okay, it represented in 12 hexadecimal. This is one way of writing, different way people will write. We can't change the MAC address of a device, either it is mobile phone or laptop or desktop. We can't change the MAC address. We can spoof it, but still we cannot change the MAC address. Okay, MAC address is assigned to this NIC, either it is wired NIC or a wireless NIC. It is given by manufacturer that NIC only. What is this? This is a of course NIC card only we discussing. So we discussed about NIC cables. So already we discussed about networking devices. Next we will discuss some OSL layers, some protocols, and IP addresses also. And also we discussed about the trace RT and ping command. What is the use of ping command? Ping is to test the connectivity between the devices to know how to know whether we can able to reach the destination or not. Ping command uses ICMP protocol and use echo mechanism. So it send a echo request and receive a echo response from the destination. If you receive a response from the destination, it means communication is good in both the ways. If you are not receive a response from destination, you receive from your own IP address. Okay, you're getting a reply from your own IP address. Destination is not reachability showing, means either you type a IP address is wrong, or maybe the remote device is turned off, or maybe it is disconnected, or maybe it is never be there. Okay, no longer will be available. If you got a response is request timed out, think like this, both the systems are in the same network, but still system is available, but you are getting request timed out. You check both the side, connectivity is good, both our system are available, IP address is also correct, but you are getting request timed out. So what is the meaning? It is the system firewall is blocking your ping request. So what to do? Either you have to add ICMP, yellow kind of stuff, or maybe you have to open entire firewall. Okay, you have to create some exceptions. Okay, that is the fine. So this is what we are discussed yesterday. Okay, today we are going to discuss about the second Feb. No, no, not second Feb. It is first Feb. For a few days it will be confused. Okay, any device want to connect in the network that require a NIC. That's what we discussed before. So any device want to connect in the network, so that device need a NIC. Every NIC has a MAC address. Manufacturer of NIC will be the manufacturer of NIC is given that MAC address. Okay, I purchase a NIC card, or maybe I purchase a wireless Wi-Fi connectivity adapter. I purchase USB thing. That is also contains a MAC address. Who given? For example, I went to this D-Link. What I say is a USB Wi-Fi adapter, for example. So this is my D-Link USB adapter. This also contains a MAC address. Who give this MAC address? D-Link company only given a MAC address to it. What is the purpose? To connect device wireless. MAC address is also called a physical address. We can't change the MAC address. MAC address is 48-bit represented in 12 hexadecimal. So why it is? There is a IP address is there. Because some people confuse between MAC and IP. Sometimes this is an important question also. Difference between IP and MAC, and what is MAC, what is IP address. That's why I'm written like this. So again, we'll compare with the IP address to MAC address. Okay. To communicate in the network, every device must have an IP address. Whether I'm using a mobile phone to communicate through network, not telephone calls. Okay. So whether I from my laptop or my desktop, so I'm communicating in the network, even though if it is a network printer or Wi-Fi printer, so that must have an IP address. Without an IP address, you cannot communicate in the network. Without NIC, you cannot connect. Understand, guys? Without NIC, you cannot connect. Either it is built inside a device or maybe you are adding to it. Without NIC, you cannot connect. Wired or wireless. Without IP address, you cannot communicate. What is this IP address? Is a logical address. And MAC address is physical address. So MAC address is assigned to the NIC by the manufacturer of that NIC. IP address is assigned by DHCP server. In your home or office, there is some DHCP server, either separate DHCP server or maybe your Wi-Fi router act like a DHCP server. It is assigned by DHCP server. Or you can configure manually, you can also configure an IP address. For example, for my laptop, I want to configure an IP address manually. I can configure it. Or I will get an IP address automatically from the DHCP server. It's not built inside directly. It will be get IP address either you configure or it should be get automatically. We can change an IP address. Okay. What is an IP address? It is uniquely identified device in the network. Uniquely identified device in the network. What is uniquely identified device? I have a 10 computers are there. I want to communicate to a device. I have to identify it. So how to identify it? Through the IP address only I can able to communicate. So uniquely identify a device in the network. Don't say unique address, guys. IP address is not unique address. Okay, but uniquely identifying. So if you are unable to tell exactly this line, don't tell also. No problem. Okay, no problem. Okay. Every device to communicate in the network, any device to communicate network, compulsory they need an IP address. Either you assign or it will be automatically assigned by DHCP. IP address has a two versions. 32-bit version is there, that is called IPv4, and IPv6, that is 128-bit version. Okay, I didn't write bit, but also port it. Okay. That 32-bit and 128-bit, guys. Again, remember the start point is all communication by IP address, not with a MAC address, not with the names. Without IP address, you can't communicate. For example, you want to communicate from A device to B device. A will send a packet, like for example, I am doing ping from A to B device. So I want to communicate. So ping B's IP address. Okay. Of course, this is ARP. Explanation is about ARP. I'm not going again. I will go to that one. So not now exactly. Okay. So these are the basic differences, guys. Again, MAC address is physical address. IP address is logical address. Without IP address, you cannot communicate. Without NIC, you cannot connect. If you have NIC, there is a MAC address. Okay. MAC address do not have any versions, and we cannot change the MAC address. Always MAC address is 48-bit only. It represents in hexadecimal. IP address we can able to change, and we can assign an IP address manually, or it will be get IP address from DHCP server. There are two versions, IPv4, IPv6 version. We are generally using IPv4 only. IPv6 also using mainly like Geo is using IPv6 network. Others not using much in IPv6. Okay. There's some differences. Again, I will go for what is IPv4 and how it is IPv6, IPv4, how it is look like and stuff. How to check the MAC address and how to check the IP address is written. So how IP addresses and MAC addresses, how to check IP address and MAC address. How to check my IP address, guys? How to check MAC address? Getmac. Only to MAC address. You want to check only IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. Command is ipconfig. IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. If I put ipconfig /r, what I'm getting? I'm getting my MAC address, my device name, my NIC name, and my MAC address, NIC's MAC address. And I got an IP address from DHCP server and my IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway, DHCP server address, and DNS server address. And when I got this IP address and when it will be expires. So I got IP address from DHCP server, that's why it is showing like this. Okay. If you see so there any IP address, there is no DHCP version 4 is not there. And DNS server address is there, that is I configured manually. DHCP enabled now means I got an IP address. This IP address is manually configured IP address. I configured manually. Personally, I configured this IP address. Subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS address. All are I configured manually. That's why it is not showing any particular DHCP server address for this adapter. For this adapter, where it is? For this adapter, I got IP address automatically DHCP enable yes, and also you can see DHCP server address. So this IP address, this subnet mask, and this default gateway, and this DNS server address is given by DHCP server. Okay, that's the difference, guys. Okay, how to check IP address, IP config, but you will get only three things: IP address, subnet mask, default gateway. What is ipconfig/all? How it is differ? Ipconfig space slash all will give you MAC address and the device name, and of course I didn't show you that host name also. It will show you. Okay, MAC address and your NIC name and IP address, subnet mask, default gateway. If you got IP address from DHCP, it will show DHCP enable yes and DHCP server address and DNS server address also. In ipconfig, in this one, you won't get every detail, only three details. In this one, you'll get a lot of details. This should only show you just a MAC address. And also you can get a same IP address details through GUI also. Okay, in a command prompt you can get it. In GUI also you can get it. In GUI, try to habituated to check your IP address using ncpa.cpl. But I'm showing this control panel also. Just what I'm doing is I type control panel, control, so then it shows control panel. Okay. You can see network and sharing center here. This is network and sharing center. In case if it is showing like this, if you open a control panel and your control panel is looking like this. Now here it is also network and internet. Click on network and internet, network and sharing center. And you can go to change adapter settings. Click on change adapter settings. This is one of my adapter. This is some virtual adapter it is. I will show you this adapter. I double click on it, or otherwise you can right click status or you can go. Okay. Right click status or double click, any both are same. Click on details. So you will find what it is. Right. Just to make it small, so then I can show you very clearly. So guys, see when I click on the details, DHCP enabled means this IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DHCP server address, DNS server address, and lease duration is from DHCP server. It is automatically assigned IP address by DHCP. And MAC address, and you will get a description. MAC address is not assigned by DHCP, but MAC address is automatically it is there. I'll show you one more, that is this is another adapter. So click on details. Simple. Okay. So DHCP enabled now means it is manually configured IP address. So I have sent an IP address here. So DHCP. So can you see IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS. Where is DHCP server address? It is not there because it is manually configured. Of course, there is a MAC address of this particular NSC. Okay, so that's the difference. If you click on these properties, check the IPv4 properties. See, use the following IP address. Okay, properties, IPv4 properties. properties. So do not select or unselect anything. Just click on here and click on properties. And this for this adapter, I send manually. That is the second option. Use following IP addresses. I type these things manually. So you can see IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, preferred DNS address, and alternate DNS address also. I assign manually. In case, if I select this one, if I select this point, okay, so then my adapter is trying to get IP address from DHCP. It's automatic. This is manual. I'll show you simple. So if I select this one, see, you cannot enter anything here because obtain IP address automatically. From where it is get the IP address? If it is connected to any DHCP server or any DHCP server related services, it will get IP address. Obtain IP address automatically. So I cannot enter anything here. I cannot type anything. If I select this one, it means use following IP address is a manual one. So I can assign some IP address. Instead of 170, I put a 10.0.0. And I given a subnet mask and I given some default gateway. DNS, I wish I will put any DNS, depends upon my preferred DNS. Okay, based on my current network configuration, I can assign an IP address. So this is manual and that is automatic. You can also see from here, properties. See, I cannot touch this one. Okay, obtain IP address automatically. So it is trying to get IP address from DHCP server. You can get it, see? Yes, because obtain IP address automatically. You look at this again. For this one, no means manual. A change in IP address in a manual manner. In case if I select these things, obtain IP address automatically, what will happen? We see. Of course, it is trying to get IP, new IP, so okay, it is got close. Close it. Again, open it, delete. So obtain IP address. See, automatically I selected DHCP enabled. Yes. Of course, it is getting some IP address. No further details. It is failed to get it. I will explain what is this. If you see 169.254 for a system, that IP address, so there is a meaning inside. Okay, guys. So again, how to make it as manual? Go to properties. This is my virtual adapter, so I can play with it. No problem. Okay, if any problem, I can. So you don't. So I'm giving my manual IP address again. Manually configured. So it is manually configured, and you will see it. So guys, this is how to check IP address. You go to the control panel, network and internet, network and sharing center, change adapter settings, check the IP address. Double click or right click status, click on details. You can see the MAC address and IP address and further details. In case this is category, if in case it is showing like this, same directly can go to network and sharing center, change adapter settings. Yes, always tell answer clearly, step by step, always give an answer. Don't say like I go to control panel, there I will check it. So that is not you prepared. You know what is an interview? Interviewer will ask a question and you will give an answer. How to give an answer? Give the clear cut answer. You know, sometimes in our, in college days, so we'll say, no, I didn't prepare well, sir. It's not an excuse in interview. Well, preparedness is very important. If you are not prepared, does not matter it is. Whether you give an answer or not. That's the only calculate. Right? If you don't prepare, you do not have time, you didn't get a sleep at night. Okay? It does not matter. Interview means you have, if he has asked a question, you will tell an answer. And how to give an answer in proper, step by step, clear cut voice. Don't say blah 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 kind of stuff also. So how to check IP? I put next command IP command. Don't say like that. Okay. So practice. How I tell? How can I able to tell that one? Yes, I practice it. How to tell this particular step by step. Okay. So that's the point, guys. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. No one is speaking. Anyway, I didn't given a chance to speak. So I here also I given a clear IP config, what output. IP config all, what output. You can see, read and get it. Okay. So if you see DHCP enabled, yes, means what? If you see DHCP enabled no, means what? Also given. So compulsory read it, guys. Try to present it at a time of interview. It is also very useful in any chasing of career. Okay. So here also in a control panel, how to go to adapter and ncpa.cpl kind of stuff also I given. Other this one. So this is yes. This is also yes only. So two examples I given. Up to here is okay, guys.
Yes, sir.
Someone put a message here. Okay, Riaz joined late. Okay, good. Anybody joined just now? Bhavya, Suma, Suma Sarda, Teja, Adita, another Harita, Jamima, Lahari, Magana, Neeraja, Lakshmi, Bhavita, Pallavi, Nagamonika, Ravindra Babu. Ravindra Babu came. Rizwana Begum, Rohita Sai, Navya. Now the question is very simple. How to check IP address? Tell me, guys. The command.
Ipconfig.
Very good. So it's only for IP, subnet mask, and default gateway. But I want to get a MAC address and a DHCP DNS server address also. Then
Ipconfig /all.
very good. In GUI mode, how to check it? Tell me. Even no problem. Next. Right click on an IC adapter. You have seen an IC or you can say adapter. Okay. Then where do you go? Status. Then click on details. So you'll get IP address, MAC address, subnet mask, default gateway, everything. DHCP enabled. Yes means what? IP address configured by DHCP server. Who is this DHCP server? Of course, it can be a Windows server in organization. If it is an organization, it can be a Windows server or it can be a Linux server. Okay, physical servers can be there, or it can be a router. In a home, mainly usually in a home or a small offices, it can be like your Wi-Fi router. Okay. So this is the point I'm trying to explain. DHCP enabled now means IP address configured manually. Automatically by DHCP server. Okay. The next topic is what is IP address, IPv4 and IPv6. So we are already, I think you know, so I will cover some points. Notes is good, but it's my running notes in classroom only. So IP addresses again, IPv4, IPv6. IPv4 is 32-bit, IPv6 is 128-bit. Don't forget that one, 128-bit. 2 to the power of 32, 4.3 billion IP addresses, you will get it. So if you write properly in the number wise, this is the number 4,294,967,296. If you are converting to crores, 429 crores. I must 429 crores of IP addresses from IPv4 kind of stuff. Okay, in IPv4 version, total IP addresses. Coming to the IPv6, 2 to the power of 128, it is 3.4 billion IP addresses. Okay, so that is also called as some decillion. Okay. 10 to the power of 38 means no, it's not that one. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. Somewhere you can search it. That is not a million and billion. It is almost like called a decillion something name is there. It is wrong. No. Okay. It is around 3.4 into 10 to the power of 38. That much of big number. 34 into 10 to the power of 37 also you can say. Okay. So IPv4 will write in a normal decimal format. IPv4 is a will be write in a decimal format. It look like this one. So 192.168.10.23. Okay. There is a dot. You can see there is a dot. Okay. So in a binary, bits are 32 bits. Binary bits are 32 bits, means 0101, total 32 is there. This 32 is bits are divided into 4 parts. Each part is separated by a dot. We should not say point, it is dot. Okay. So if you divide 32 bit, means 32 bit binary number by 4, it is total part, each part is become 8 bit. 8 bit. So each part we call it as a octet. I will write here it is. So I have a 32 bit number is there. For example, 0 0 0 0 something 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 something I'm writing here. So it is already 1 2 3 4 4 into 4 is 16. 32 I have to write. So 1 8 8 16. Okay, it is totally 32. This right 1. This is 4 plus 4 8. This is 16 and this is also 16, right? So it is 8 plus 8 16. So totally 32 bit number it is. This is divided by 4 means, so this is split into 4 parts. Each part is 8 bits. So this is 1 8 bit. This is 1 8 bits are there. So part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Each part we call it as an octet. Why it is called octet? Because 8 bits. Because it contains 8 bit. It is a 8 bit number. How it will be separated? By dot, like this. Okay. So if you convert this one into the binary, it is value is different. So this is 1 1 1 1. It is 16 actually. It is no 15. So this value is 15 0 again 15 and it is 240. So 15.0.15.240. It is like that. Okay. So this total 32-bit number is divided into 4 parts. Each part is called octet. Each one is divided into, it is separated by dot. Okay. So what is an octet? 8 bit. 2 to the power of 8 means 256. I said 8 bit means 2 to the power of 8 is 256. My mouse fell. And if you write in a number wise, start with a 0, last one is 255. So you count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 255 is the highest. It means the first IP address is 0.0.0.0. All bits are zeros only. All these things are zeros only. These are all zeros only. That is the first IP address. Last IP address means it will continue, guys, like 0.0. Like this is the next IP address. In the decimal format I'm writing. This is the next one. It will continues and you write the last one is 255. Typing is, I think it is quite easy. 255, 255, 255, 255. It means the each octet, the maximum size is each octet, the maximum size is 255 only. If I write something an IP address 256.2.4.20, it is wrong IP address. How? Because maximum is 255 only. In each octet, it is 255 only. So maybe I write 1.300.4.5. It is also wrong because in this octet, it is more than 255. Like that, any octet, it should be from 0 to 255 only, not more than that. So each octet must be between 0 to 255. You have a 300 or more than it. It is correct one. This is wrong one because of 300. The first octet we call it as the first octet, second one we call it second octet, third one we call it as the third octet, fourth octet we call it as the fourth octet. First octet, second octet, third octet, fourth. This is the first octet, second octet, third octet, and fourth octet. First octet, second octet, third octet, fourth octet. So the first octet is 256 here. The second octet is 300. Like that we will spell. For easy to learn and easy to convey, some people will tell these octets with a simple manner WXYZ. But I'm telling that is a standard textbook format, that is first octet, second octet. Certain textbooks, some people, for easy to learning, easy to teach, so they putting this WXYZ. If you are using WXYZ pattern, also okay guys, there is no wrong in it. The first thing is you should understand, that is important. Okay. So again, what is the range of IP addresses? 0.0.0 to 255.255.255. That is the starting IP address, and ending IP address is this. IP address will keep going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 0.0.0.254, and finally 255. Once you reach this 0.0.0 to 255, so then you will get a 0.0.1.0. Simple normal decimal thing only, guys. Simple, try to understand simple thing. After 99, you get 100, right? After 199, 299. Because it's in a decimal system, right? Same thing it is. 255 completed. It's the last one. And this is 0. Now 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, up to 1.254. And 255. The final one is 1.255. Then it becomes 2.0. Okay. So like that, it keep going. So here it is 1.255, 2.0, 2.1. So finally you reach 0.0.255.255. Then it is again 1.0.0, 1.0.001. It keep on continuous, and finally this is the last. So like from here to here, if you write, so that is the total size of number of these IP addresses. Number of these from here to here is 4.3 billion IP addresses. Exact number is this one only. Okay. The total range of IP addresses are divided into 5 classes. Why they are dividing this entire IP address classes from 0.0.0.0 to 255.255? Why they are dividing? Of course, in the world, in the earlier time, there's limited computers. Now, so many computers, so many devices, so many people want to connect in the network. These billion IP addresses not enough. What is the Indian population is around 1.4 billion. Okay. China population is also almost like a 1.5 billion. This is also near by near to near. So 3 billions is completed here only. Okay. So entire world IP addresses used by higher 90%, 80%, more than 80 to 90% of IP addresses will be used by China and India only. Okay. Of course, I said population. What about the computer, mobile phones and tablets and other kind of stuff? See, I have a mobile, I have a computer, I have a laptop. I need 3 IP addresses. Understand? So maybe you can say like, sir, everybody do not have a computer, like, farmers are there, beggars are there, do not have a computer. No problem, they have a mobile phone. Nowadays, Geo came, not even, even I cannot buy big mobile phone, but lot of people are having a multiple, 1, 2 mobile phone for home. Everybody, even there are not performing much in the academy also. They're still able to get it, right? Not only that, for one single person in a middle class family, working, education, that guy compulsory at least need a 3 IP addresses. So it can be complete very quickly, right? So this is a division is also dividing in a proper way, means depends upon organization, depends upon usage, depends upon public and private communication. The IP addresses are divided. That is not much easy. It required a lot of time and lot of research, lot of testing. So then they released an IPv4 addresses. Okay. And IPv5, IPv6, when IPv6 came, so obviously IPv5 and IPv6, also there are a lot of testing. IPv6 become much better, so no need to release IPv5 and IPv6 upgradation. They directly release the IPv6. It is a 3.4 billions of IP addresses. Now, no problem. I can have my laptop, mobile phone, watch, everything I can able to connect it to Adaptor. Even my shoes, my spectacles, my helmet, my bike, and everything I can connect. Because those many IP addresses are available. Okay. But still there is a classification in IPv4. To utilize the best utilizing IP address, and best assigning IP addresses organization wise, private and public communication wise also it is divided. Okay, so how it is divided? So how to recognize here? The first octet, the first number based on the first octet. Okay, so that we can understand which class of IP address. Okay, class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. Class A range is 0 to 127. So if you search in a Google or maybe you check some textbooks, it shows 1 to 126 only. But the real range is 0 to 127. So why it is showing 1 to 126 in some places? There is a reason. So I will tell the reason, but we'll see first ranges 128 to 191, 192 to 223, 224 to 220, 239, 240 to 255. These are the 5 classes of IP addresses. Now, who is available? Likita. Likita, can you able to hear? Can you able to speak? Mic, turn on the mic. Manasa, Rohita, Sai also came. Why people are not able to speak? People are keep leaving. Not speaking. Okay, Rishwita.
Yes,
Only
sir.
turn on the mic. Okay, at least you can speak. Yeah, I ask only one question. That is, tell me the ranges. Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D ranges.
Class A is 0 to 127, sir. Class B is 128 to 191. Class C is 192 to 223. And D is 224 to 239. It is a multicast. And Class E is 240 to 255 R&D
Very
resets.
good. Very good. Okay. Thank you. Guys, always read the particular things. Okay, I'm not asking any different questions, right? What I am telling and on the screen only. So don't worry, like if you don't give an answer, I will give you scared. I'm giving a training. Two things in the training, guys. The main important is to know what is there. Second one is you already get a lot of gap over last training to this one. Okay, so you may forget or maybe not in the practice of the technology. Like I can tell all these things anytime because from last 10 years I'm doing this thing. Not 10 years, 12 years I'm doing this. Okay, for me not in but big deal, but you are just learn that too so many days back. So that's why I'm trying to put you on the track. So please cooperate for your sake only, not my sake. Okay, so that's good. Okay, and I will explain everything. So class A, class B, class C are a unicast addresses. That is a unicast when we are communicating one to one. That is a unicast address. Unicasting. For example, there is a person, for example, I am here and another person is, for example, Riaz is there. Ask directly question to Riaz, that is, I address. If I ask for anyone, means anyone can able to tell it in the meeting, right? Anybody can able to tell an answer. If I say, tell me this, anyone can you able to tell this, read this thing. So anybody pick one and they will tell, right? That is multicast type or broadcasting type within the broadcast. Okay. A specific person, if I call any specific person, like maybe Riyaz or maybe Pooja is there. So I call Pooja, tell me, read this thing. So it means it is a unicasting. Addressing is more specific. For example, A to B communication. A is trying to communicate like a ping communication. A ping to B IP address means it's specifying the specific address of a device. It means it is a unicast. So in the unicast communication, you must use unicast IP addresses only. That is, pick from the either class A or class B or class C. Okay, that is unicast address. What is a multicast address? What is a multicast address? Like a group chats type only. I put a one IP address here, some IP address here, and this IP address, for this IP address, it can be sent to the specific devices. This will be sent to the specific devices, those who are in this IP group. It is like not in the regular communication, guys, but I already told router uses dynamic routing protocols like RAP, RAP version 2, EIGRP, OSPF kind of stuff. So what they will do, they try to communicate with the same protocol routers. How? Based on the multicast addressing only. Next one is reserved. This particular class C is from my childhood, almost like from last 20 years, I'm hearing this one. Class C is reserved, class C is reserved. Okay, almost 15, 16 years, maybe more than that one. Okay, almost around that time. So it is reserved. Where it is reserved, we don't know. But maybe in certain specific services, in some places, they may use it in some research institutes, okay, or maybe they didn't release this specific kind of stuff. So we cannot assign certain IP addresses to our devices. It means you have a desktop, laptop, mobile. You can assign an IP address manually, or maybe it can be assigned by DHCP server. But certain IP addresses you can't assign. You can assign any IP addresses from here. You can't assign multicast addresses directly. You cannot assign any class C IP addresses also. You can assign from unicast addresses, but there is something is still there. That is 0.0.0. You cannot assign to any device. It is reserved. It is used by some protocol, their process purpose, default routing purpose only. It is reserved for certain protocols, for certain uh, um, work purpose only. It is used by that mechanisms only. Okay, not to configure to any device. You can't configure. And of course, start with a 0. Also, we can't use it. 127.0.0.1. It is reserved IP address. It is localhost or loopback address. Use this IP address for self-testing, same device access. So, so I will try my. For example, I am trying to connect a SQL server which is installed inside my laptop. So from where I'm accessing, this is my laptop. Okay, where is my application? Inside my laptop on. So for this, for my laptop, the application is local. How I can able to access this application? It means either it is database application, web server application, and all. I can access like a local host. What is the local host address? In the network manner, it is 127.0.0.1. 127.0.0.1. I can use this IP address, or I can use a name called a localhost to communicate within the system only. For example, maybe a Charan sir or a Ravan sir is there. You want to access my application, my MySQL application, which is inside my PC. He want to access from his PC. Okay. So what he will do? He try to access from other PC, right? How can he access? With my PC IP address. For example, my PC IP address is 10.0.0.20. So he has to give my PC IP address, not 127.0.0.1. Okay. He has to give my IP address. I can give my local IP because it's in my PC. So it's a local instance. So I click here. Maybe may not be work. It is connected. It is open, but no connection is established. So local instance, the application is inside my PC only. So like it is schemas. Unless let's touch this server status. Again, it has to come. Okay. And also any IP address start with 127 series, we don't use it. Okay. And of course, multicast addresses also, we cannot use it. It is used by some protocols and services like WDS, BootP, EIGRP, RAP, these kind of stuff. Protocols use a multicast kind of stuff. Some services like a WDS, Windows deployment services kind of stuff use multicast addressing. So we cannot assign multicast addresses This entire range we cannot use it. This range also we cannot use it. And from here also we cannot use these things. Zeros is 127 series. Guys, kindly identify what IP address, which class it is. See, if you are identifying the class, so always check the first octet, not the next or third one. See, the first octet is 137. 137 means it's a class B. పద్యం పాడుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోవడం పద్యం పాడుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోవడం నేను ఫార్వర్డ్లో వచ్చేస్తాను. Okay, guys, can you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So identify which type of class it is. So how to identify? Check the first octet of an IP address and verify with this table, and you can able to identify the classes. Okay. Again, this is what is there. You have to study. No one is responding. I cannot able to continue. Okay, only one or two people. I will ask Rayant to whether what I do. Guys, this is training for you, not me. Okay. I already read 100 times of these things. How to participate, otherwise you cannot understand anything. Okay. So if you know whatever the knowledge, whether you are going with this one or not, does not matter. The knowledge is always useful. But do guys one thing, just okay. Come directly. I will tell what to read directly. Just read the. Okay. Anyway, we'll complete this up to here. Simple points I will tell because it's the subnet mask is there. We can't. Guys, look at here. You are putting an IP address, and there is a reason why IP address is divided into 5 classes. A single IP address is divided into network and host version. Single IP address is divided into network and host version. Network and host version. What is this network and host version? You can easily identify this particular device in this network and the host number. Simply say you have a roll numbers. For example, your batch number is there. Your batch number is, I put a, your title is RT1, retrain batch 1. And each one have a roll number. For example, 01, 02, I put. For entire your batch, this is not changing, right? RT1 is still carrying. But each person is having a different number. Of course, I didn't put a numbers, but each one will get a different number, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this is constant. Same way in the network. Same way in the network. So in a single network, devices are there. They are communicating each other. They should communicate each other. Means the network must be same. For example, there is some other batch RT2. Okay, 04. This is different network because this is changed. These two are same, or three are same, but this is different. The same way. Okay, can see I have a computers and I send an IP address to these computers. Okay, I send an IP address. If these devices will communicate only if their network ID is same. For example, network ID is 1, network ID is 1, network ID is 1, network ID is 1, network ID is 1. But host is always different, guys. Like a roll numbers. Host is, for example, 1, host is 2, host is 3, host number is 4, host number is 5. It means there are uniquely identify in the network. That is the meaning. Okay, but these are all in the same network. How we can know? Because their network number is same and host number is different. Same network means network ID is same, host number is different. Your entire IP address is divided into network part and host part. For class A, the first portion is network portion. Again, for class A, the first portion is network portion, remaining become host portions. It means if I have a computer, so then I want to configure in class A. It means they should maintain the network portion must be same. This is the first system. This is the second system. This is fourth system. This is fifth system. See, for you can see the last three. These are the host portions. Host can be different. Host is different, either randomly or sequentially. It can be different. See, it is 0.0.1. It is 0.0.2. So only one portion is different. Here it is. All three portions are different. And if you observe it, it is a 10. It is a 10, and it is 10. The first portion is network portion. So all these devices will communicate each other. Okay. So not required to all the host portions are different. It can be one difference is enough in either of the remaining octets, remaining host portions. Sorry. Okay. This is class A. What about a class B? Class B, the first two portions are network portions, remaining is host portions. It means compulsory it should maintain first two portions as a network portion. Remaining thing can be anything. 172, for example, 16, 1.3. 172, 16. I put a by accidentally like this. It's a comma. 2.4. 172.16.2.5. Like that. See, if you observe here again, see, class B IP address. First two portions must be same from here, 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 and here. So all these four devices will communicate each other. Host portion is different. So obviously 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, or maybe 2.4 or 2.3 or like that also possible. It can be both host portions are different or at least one host portion is different. Very important is network portion must be same to communicate in the same network. And go to the class C. The class C is first three portions are network portions and remaining are host portion. So all four portions only. So only one host portion only. Means host portion can be only one possibility of change 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 like this. But the first three portions always same. For example, 192, 168, 1. So this is constant for all the things. 192, 168.1, 192, 168.1 like this. The first three portions is always same for all your networks, but host portion is changes. Okay, if you see, it is a class B IP address. This is network portion, remaining is host portions. This is class C IP address. This is network portion. This is host portion. This is class B IP address. First two are network portions, remaining is host portion. This is class C IP address. First three are network portion, remaining is host portions. And here I give an example. I have a four computers configured with an IP address. And see, it is class B. First two are a network portions. So first of all, I have to identify which class it is. Then I have to identify which is a network portion. Now I got a complaint that is there's PC1 and PC2 communicate, but PC1, PC2 cannot communicate it to PC3 and PC4. So I have to investigate. See the network portion. Okay, based on their class and where is the difference. So it is 124, this is 137. So different network. So if it is I identified where is the mistake, instead of 134 someone entered a 124. So I have to change it. And here it is someone entered 88 instead of 89. That's why PC4 is not communicate. Okay, PC1, PC2 can communicate each other. PC1, PC2 cannot communicate it to PC3 and PC4. Even PC3, PC4 also cannot communicate each other. Why? Because their network portion is different. But how system will understand? You understand properly, but how system can understand what is the network portion and host portion? So it will be understood by subnet mask. That's why IP address and subnet mask is there. So what is the subnet mask for class A? 255.0.0.0, class B 255.255.0.0. Class C is a 255.255.255. Okay. So they in a system, it uses AND operation to find out what is the network ID. When you are communicating, so we understand by mathematically, but for communicating from here to here, first of all, both will check like you are communicating to a device. First, it will check it is in the same network or not. If it is not in the same network, it cannot communicate. If it is in the same network means their network portion, both system IP address, network portion must be same. Guys, this is called default subnet mask. It means you can change the subnet mask, which is already assigned. Okay, default is this one, but you can change. That concept is subnetting concept is there. And you can write a subnet mask like this, or you can write a subnet mask with a slash notation. For example, this is a 255.0.0. If you write in the binary, how many ones are there depends upon that. You can write a /8. See, 8 ones are there, /8. Here, 16 ones are there, /16. 24 ones are there, /24. So you can write an IP address. Here I think I've written. So it is, you can write an IP address like this, 192.168.1.12, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Also, you can write same IP address in a simple manner, 192.168.1.12/24. This /24 is a CIDR method. In some places, we call it as a prefix. Understanding of the prefix also important, because if you are working on Windows systems, normally subnet mask. But if you are working on a Linux system, sometimes maybe you are using some network related kind of stuff in configurations, you may require to put a prefix manner. Okay, so you must know how to calculate a prefix. By default is okay. Sometimes some places the subnet mask is different. See, it is. Have you seen these three are not like this now? It's a different one. Have you seen this? So 255.255, 240.0. So /20, how it is? This is 8, 8, and this is 4 ones are there. So 16 plus 4, it is, okay. /25 means 25 ones, and you can able to write it. So write down in a simple ones and zeros. You can calculate from, you got like this, you should know how to write this /20. If you got slash notation, you must know how to write in normal. Okay, maybe in a future. Subnetting is dividing a logical network into multiple subnets. Okay, multiple subnets. For example, this is class C. In a single class C, the last one is a host version. It means number of hosts per network is 254. It means, for example, for this network, I'm having a class C IP address. I'm using some class C IP address. This is my network address, class C. So I want to assign an IP address to the devices. So first one is go for a 1.1.2 like this, right? First one is 1, 2, 3 up to 254. I will assign. Under 255, I should not assign. 0 is a network ID, and this is a broadcast ID, of course. So I will explain if possible, then broadcast ID, network ID thing. But I can assign from starting 1 to 254 in class C. So totally 254 devices, I can assign the same IP address, same network. I can assign the IP addresses to the devices. So those will be in the same network, same logical network. Okay. So maximum number of hosts are 254. I have 300 computers, 400 computers, 500 computers. So class C is not suitable for connecting in a same network. So I'll go to class B, because class B, 2 hosts are there. Last 2 portions are host portions. Two host portions, 2 to the power of 16 minus 2, 65,534 hosts I can able to connect. So totally more than 65,000 I can able to connect. Class A is a last 3 hosts. So it means it's very high. It is almost 16 million devices you can connect in a single logical network. Okay, here I've written this is my class C IP address. Okay, and this is the network ID. The network ID should not be changed, but start with a 0. This total IP address is called a network ID. 1 second. చెప్పక. Just I will finish this part. Network ID. What is that? You cannot assign to any device. You cannot assign network ID to any devices. So you have to assign to the devices from here. It is from 1.1. So it is a first valid IP address we can assign to any device. Up to where? Last. And the last, very last on the network. See, this is the last. The next one will become 2 here. It is different network. So this last we call it as a broadcast. This is also you cannot assign to any device. In the communication, to identify what network, that is network ID. To distribute the packets within the network, it use broadcast ID. So we cannot assign network ID and broadcast ID. In between, whatever it is there, so we can assign. Okay. You have 20 devices, class is good. I have 50 devices, class is good. 200 devices, class is good. 300 devices, I have to go to class B. 5,000 devices, 10,000 devices, 50,000 devices, class B is good. More than 65,000, move to the class C. Okay. So public IP address are paid no. So why we need to divide like this? Okay. Because in an organization, so they need a multiple IP address, small organization, big organization, internet service providers. So this public IP addresses are will be paid one. So that division is given number of IP addresses. I'm getting bored also, guys. So here it is. The final one is private IP addresses. What is this private IP address? What is this public IP addresses? Last point. Okay, it is still there. Okay. I will stop here. Public IP address, private IP address. Okay. And there is a public IP, private IP, my previous classes. Okay, NAT, PAT, OSA model. Okay, the 7-layer models. This entire nodes is here only. And even though I think there is a troubleshooting related also there. So please check it. Okay, read it. So tomorrow we'll discuss once more about previous classes and all. And guys, compulsory from tomorrow, compulsory everybody speak. Otherwise, no need to join the session also. I'm getting bored, you are wasting your time.